There's no doubt that San Diego is changing. Between home prices continuing to go up, more and more high-density projects, are there positives in there, or is the American dream dying here in San Diego? Let us know in the comments down below. My name is Dan Parker with the Best Life Home Team, your San Diego real estate resource, and we're going to get right into the first topic today, which is increased density that we're seeing across the county. So when you look at San Diego in total, there's just really not a lot of buildable land left anymore, especially centered into the city or just outside of the city. You can go far east, even down in Chula Vista, you have more opportunity, but it's starting to become more and more built out and more difficult to build new homes. So the solution has been, let's put out some new policy, let's change some zoning to allow for more density. And two notable examples are things that we've talked about before in my videos. First is going to be Mira Mesa, where the city council has updated the community plan to allow for 24,000 new homes. So again, changing the zoning, their vision of this area is going to be more mixed use properties where you have residential properties on top and you have storefronts and restaurants on the bottom. So it's more of a walkable area. And the other one we've mentioned before is University City. This is another place that recently they're trying to change the rules so that they can increase the density to increase the amount of homes by 35 to 56,000 new homes. And I say homes, and I've been criticized from you guys before that, okay, these aren't homes. We're talking about condos, we're talking about apartments, we're talking about attached properties. And of course, they are still homes. They're just not the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home that a lot of people are originally looking for when they're looking for a home. And there are projects across the county, they're looking for more density. They're looking to add more high-rises from Chula Vista all the way up to Oceanside. Point Loma and the Midway District is another good example with the Midway Rising project and new stadium that they're building out and all the residential properties that they're building around it. And beyond just the individual community plans and zoning and projects for individual areas, you also have the state coming out with new policy. Things like SB 9, which allow residential properties, single-family homes, to build up to 4 units on each parcel of land. So we're seeing more and more push to make areas denser, make homes denser, allow for more housing and more units per square foot than we currently have in the county. And if you're a fan of the channel, you know for the most part, I've actually been a pretty big proponent of mixed use living and mixed use properties. I think that it is necessary in San Diego. The reality is there's a housing shortage. There's a major housing shortage, and we need to find a way to build more homes. So I don't know of any other really good examples or any other really good plans that can help get us out of this situation. And I think there really is plenty of desirability in a place like Little Italy, which is the perfect example of mixed use living, where, like I mentioned before, you have the residential properties up top, condos, apartments, townhomes, and then the storefronts on the bottom. And then you're surrounded in a fun, walkable area with restaurants, bars, and public green space. So I don't know what the answer is here. I know a lot of people come to me and say, Dan, I want a single family home. I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single family home. Where can I find that? And you can still find it throughout the county, but it's going to become harder and harder when all the new homes, or a big portion of the new homes that are being built, are not that. And then the other potential issue or question related to this increased density is this going to make the homelessness issue worse? We've just seen record numbers in downtown San Diego where there are over 2,000 homeless people without permanent shelters just in downtown San Diego. That is a record number, and it's a problem that's getting worse before it's getting better. So if we create more high density areas, is this going to become a worse issue, a bigger issue? And then the second trend, which to be honest has been going on for a while here in San Diego, is a lack of infrastructure, and specifically we're talking about transportation. Whether it's public transportation, personal transportation, it's an issue here in San Diego County. I mean, let's be honest, like, you can't even get to the airport by taking the trolley or by taking the train. And those two items, the train and the trolley, they already have very limited spots or very limited places they can bring you to. But the fact that they don't even go to the airport is a huge challenge and a huge issue in my mind. And one of you commented on my last video that, yes, you can take public transportation to the airport. There are buses, there are shuttles that can take you from the trolley station or the train station to the airport. But let's be honest, we should have better infrastructure than that. We should have a train or a trolley or something that can bring you right into the airport. And if you look at some of these new projects that are being proposed or coming down the line, I think a perfect example is the Midway District in Point Loma, where the new sports arena and surrounded housing. there's already a major issue going down Rosecrans and getting into that area. It's always extremely backed up. There needs to be more space. There needs to be another off-ramp. There needs to be a better solution for parking and for getting around over there. And I don't think they have any proposed solutions. So we have more housing going in, and it's going to be harder to get in and to get out. I mean, that's an issue. So public transportation is an issue, but private transportation is an issue. The streets and the highways seem to get more and more compact as the days go on. And then they start adding in these bike lanes, which I do think is a good idea. But if we're looking at those first two issues, and then you're removing a driving highway lane or street lane, a car lane, to be able to put in a bike lane, sometimes this can have a negative effect. You know, the idea of more bike lanes is great. I ride my bike. I have an electric bike. I ride it all over the place. I think it's amazing. I think more people should be doing it, but the lanes for the cars tend to get a lot more use than the lanes for the bikes. That is the reality. So when we're talking about high congestion, high traffic, and tough to get around, adding in that bike lane is usually not the solution, or at least is having an opposite effect of what we would like it to have. And the last trend that I'm seeing that honestly is probably worrying me even more than those first two is with the increase of high density housing, we're seeing more and more properties, more and more complexes, more and more high rises going in that are not gonna have any properties for sale. They're all gonna be for lease or for rent. And I'm seeing some of these high rises and some of these projects popping up all across the county: Chula Vista, Oceanside, downtown, Mission Valley, Convoy District, Mira Mesa. I mean, literally everywhere. I'm seeing these huge complexes, these huge projects going up with hundreds of properties available, but they're all going to be for rent. They're all going to be apartments. And I get it, not everyone has the capacity or the desire even to purchase a home. But what I'm afraid of is looking down the line and seeing what's coming and knowing that most people want to be able to own a house. And the fact that there's going to be less homes for sale is going to negatively impact housing prices. It's going to make it harder and harder to get on that path towards home ownership, which a lot of people want to have. You know, I might be biased, but I am someone that puts high regard on the opportunity for the American dream and the path towards home ownership. So this one worries me a bit. So what do you think? Do I have these right, or am I completely overreacting to this situation? Now, don't get me wrong, there are still a handful of what I think are amazing recent new developments and upcoming new developments throughout the county for homes for sale, and I highlight the top 5, my top 5 in this video right here. And of course, if you are ever in the market to buy or sell a home here in San Diego County, myself, the Best Life Home Team, we would love to help. Our contact info is down below, or you can always schedule a free discovery session to learn about your real estate goals. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.